We have a 05 Mitsubishi Endeavor, and we're going to change the right front wheel bearing and hub. The caliper first, and then we'll move the caliper bracket. So I'm going to remove the 4 bolts that retain the bearing hub, the wheel bearing end, and then I'm going to put them back in so they are about only a 1/4 inch out. There's a good reason for that. Using an air hammer, I'm going to drive the hub out so the force of the air hammer goes on the end of the bolt and then on the threads. And you'd think it would damage them, but it doesn't. I've experimented with this on the bench. And that action will release the bearing and hub assembly from even when it's seized. The action of an air hammer does a good job on removing that hub. So I'm impacting the bolts kitty corner to each other and working them out that way. Remove the ABS sensor so it doesn't get damaged. So you can see the bearing hub's out about an 1/8 inch or better. It's loose now. So I'm just going to remove the bolts completely. They could probably come out with my fingers, but you know, I've got an impact gun sitting right there. And after that, I'll take the axle nut off. It's only threaded in 3 or 4 threads by hand, and take the hub off. Out. It's very rough. You can feel it very, very rough. In reverse order. Simply just bolt it back together. So we got the 4 bolts from the back there, torqued. We put the ABS sensor back in. We've tightened the CV shaft nut, axle shaft nut, and lined up the cotter pin hole. We'll put a cotter pin in a moment. And we're about to put all the brakes back and get everything torqued and checked. Putting the cotter pin in. Okay, you tap that in with a hammer. Cut this here. Screw. Good, and then just use your pliers like a hammer. Good. Properly installed.